everybody. Welcome to Sowtastic podcast. My name is Roshan Hindia, and we have with us very special guest today, father-daughter team. And we have Jenisha, who is an 8-year-old. My version, she's a wonder kid, right? And her absolutely amazing father, Stanley. Jenisha's parents, Stanley and his wife, have done some incredible things with Jenisha, because of which Jenisha has succeeded in creating a YouTube channel where she's starting to see success. And so we actually asked them to come on the podcast and share some valuable insights for our listeners. So Jenisha, can I please ask you to introduce yourself?
My name is Jenisha. I am 8 years old. I am in 4th grade. My school is Sand Creek. I have 6 pets, 4 fish, and 2 guinea pigs. I have a brother, age 5. He's upstairs sleeping right now, although it would be pretty cool if he could come down here and actually say hello. I like to play with my toys, play with my pets, be silly, watch TV, and also be very silly, especially with Joshua. I love to read as well. Reading is one of my favorite things to do. As my dad may have mentioned, I love to read a lot early on. It's only because I discovered my love of reading whenever I was very young.
Wow, good stuff. And you know what? I definitely have some questions I'm going to ask you for that. But let me ask Stanley. Stanley, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello. So I'm John Stanley. My background is like I did my PhD back in India. So when I'm doing my PhD, I came to United States for doing part of my research work because my research was a little bit tedious at the time, 10 years back. So I came to United States to finish some very specific microRNA kind of stuff. Then after I finished my PhD, I got an opportunity to continue over here doing research and little bit of teaching and all those stuff. So I gladly accepted that because like United States is a land of opportunities. So I gladly accepted that. And I started continuing my work over here. Then by the time I got married, I had some 2 wonderful kids, Jenisha and Joshua, 8 years old and 5 years old. My wife is a software engineer. Still, I'm continuing my research, but it's in a little bit of different way. Like earlier, I did a lot of teaching. Nowadays, I'm doing a lot of drug development.
Yeah. And actually, I did want to ask you, Stanley, why specifically Indiana? What made you settle into Indiana?
So it's kind of, again, I will say it's an opportunity. When the opportunity knocks, I gladly accepted that. It's like we don't know where we are going, but whenever the opportunity arises, we are gladly capturing that and we are moving on.
Jenisha, I know your dad came here for opportunity, but you said something that I want to ask you a follow-up question on. When I spoke with your dad the very first time, he mentioned that you started reading really early on. And so why do you love reading?
Why I love reading is that I get to somehow talk with the characters in the book. It's what made my knowledge go up, like my dad said. I started becoming a lot smarter whenever I started reading. I noticed I could learn a lot more whenever I read fact books instead of fiction books. So I just started to read a lot of nonfiction books. I stopped reading too many fiction books.
Can I ask you, what are some of your favorite books that you like to read?
I don't have favorite books, really. I have favorite series, though. I Survived series, My Weird School and all of its series, and also science comics, one of my favorites.
So science comics, Stanley, did you influence that? Did you start her off in science comics because of your background?
Maybe, I think so.
Sometimes I just sit near my dad while he does work.
Yeah. So whenever I get a books, like most of the times, obviously I'm getting some books of science category. Yeah, obviously I'm doing that. I see that like I introduced a lot of science comics to her. And I see that like she's reading.
So besides reading next to her so she can see what you're doing and influencing that a little bit, what are some of the practical things that you're doing with Jenisha, with your son Joshua, to help their creative pursuits? What are some practical things that you started to do?
I will say the very first thing is encourage. That's the one thing. Then the second thing, I will say, I will make our time or like make ourselves available. The encouragement means like when I see that like every kid is unique. I cannot expect the same thing what she's doing in my son. I cannot expect the same thing from my son over here. Orange is an orange, apple is an apple. I see that she likes reading because like whenever she was like 2 years old, I see that like when we gave her some picture books, she used to turn around, she will be glad at the books and she spent some time with the books rather than TV. I see that like, okay, then she's interested in books. She offered her more books. Like by one time, like she started reading. And when she was in the school, I heard from the teacher one time, like, what she's doing is like, we are trying to teach her alphabet. She's reading the words. She's
That's too easy for me
Wow.
anyway. I already know the alphabet. My mom taught me whenever I was like 1.
Wow.
I see that like, okay, she capturing the words very easily. Then we offered her more books, little bit of higher level books. She is capturing very easily. Then when she was in the pre-K, also her teacher.
I got special books from her.
Her teacher offered her some special books, and also from the other students, some training students came to her school, and they are reading the books for her. So I see that like her reading level was always little bit higher than her age group kids. So we offered her more books.
More
Like
and
we
more.
started reading with them. That's the thing we did. We make ourselves time, like every day we spend some time, like in 30 or 40 minutes or like an hour. Every day we spend some time with them. And we started reading books with them. So we know that like at which level they are. And we, based upon that, we offer them some age appropriate books. And she is easily grasping the books. I see that sometimes like I will spend like 5 minutes to finish a page. She is finishing the same speed. So I see that like, okay, she can able to do that.
Wow.
Her teachers
Wow.
also, I need to thank her teachers also. The teachers also identified that and they gave a lot of.
My teacher, Miss Casey, was reading a lot of every day. In the middle of that time, there were some hard words. She tried to skip them, but I never ever let her. I raised my hand and announced the hard word out loud. She got a bit surprised about that. And once in Rock Prairie Elementary, where I got the special books from my teacher, I got sent to the principal's office one day. But a few days after, I got a happy visit. I went and read one of the special books to the principal, Miss Jones.
Wow.
Surprised about that.
Wow. Okay. So, so no question that you absolutely love to read. So, Jenisha, how did you first decide to start recording book reviews and YouTubing them? What made you decide to do that in the first place?
Well, really, it was in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. I got pretty bored, and I was addicted to electronics around that time. In order to quit that electronics, I just started reading a lot of books. Whenever I saw YouTube channels, I sometimes had my nose in a book still. And I was doing both at once, watching some TV and having my nose in the middle of a book. So with that, I got jealous and I really wanted a YouTube channel. My mom thought of a cooking channel. She tested me for that, but oops, it failed. So my dad decided maybe it could be helpful for a book review channel. Wow. Since I love reading and he already knows that, he just decided to record me and we do book reviews.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So wait, so when you first started doing it, was it a bit exciting or scary at first? Did it make you a little bit nervous to record?
Yeah, I was really jittery. It's all because I have stage fright. Once I had the ability to speak in front of a lot of people, but they were all glaring at me like my guinea pigs were. They always just glare at me like nothing whenever I'm around.
Wow, that's awesome.
I got pretty freaked out, so whenever I tried to speak, I just got much too scared. I thought I would mess up, so I opened my mouth and then shut my mouth without saying a single thing. So they took the microphone away, so I didn't choose to speak at all. I got way too jittery then.
So now that you've learned to do a few of them, what are some things that you do ahead of time to prepare to make videos, to make it a little easy for yourself?
Yeah, but how do I review the book if I don't even know what is in the book in the first place? I can't just be reading the back blurb to find out what is really on it. I mean, I can't just read this to find out what's really in the book. That's why I have to read the book itself and flip through the pages. It's almost impossible to literally just find out what's in there by reading the back blurb. So I have to read the book multiple times. Once I know the story by heart, it's time for me to review the book. Sometimes I make silly mistakes in the middle of the video, so I end up getting jittery with the stage fright again. Although it's virtual stage fright.
Wow. So wait, so then when you get stage fright, how do you overcome that?
How I overcome that is knowing that my mom can easily edit the video by cropping off the silly mistake. I can easily find that out.
And so that's awesome. I'm glad your mom and dad are both actively helping you. So your mom helps you edit videos. She might be doing some other things. So what do your parents do to help you towards making of these videos?
So my mom and dad me and my brother to the library so we can find books. Sometimes my brother may help me find a book, and I think it's pretty good. My mom drives me to the library most of the time. Work gets into my dad's way, so he can't take me as often as my mom does.
Wow.
So my mom lets me read in the library, and I think it's pretty cool. After we go home, I read the book that I'm glued to. Whenever I'm glued to a book, I just keep reading it over and over again. Yeah, so whenever my brother and I are playing with my guinea pigs and I have a book around, he tries to get me out of the book. He may even try to say, "Get your nose out of the book and come play!" He's really annoyed with that whenever I'm reading. A lot.
So then you said your mom helps you edit the videos. Do you sit with her when she's editing videos so you can also maybe learn a little bit of that, or does your mom do that completely on her own?
Sometimes I go sit with her. Sometimes she does it completely on her own. I really want to make another YouTube channel, but this time it's a fun channel, a gaming channel.
Wow. You are very creative, very creative. I like it. Good. But now I'm going to ask Stanley. So, obviously, with YouTube channel, there's the fun aspect of it. There's the recording and whatnot. Did you have any concerns as a result of having Jenisha put the videos out there?
Yeah, initially that was the definite concern. Like we had this YouTube channel in the mind, but we are just delaying. Is it okay? That was the question. Is it okay? Because putting something on the YouTube is going to stay forever. So that was our main concern. Is it okay? Especially a girl child, is it okay to put a video on? Then, but after considering and little bit of consultation with the teachers and also everybody, then said, you're going to make a booktube channel. She's not going to be a YouTuber, but she's going to be. That is good for her. Not only for her, she's going to share. That's going to benefit the other kids. Okay, that's a good one. We are going to proceed. So we made the videos and we did that.
Wow. And so Jenisha?
Definitely we had the concern initially. Yes.
No, and that's definitely understandable for sure. And, so I did have a chance to, when I first learned about Jenisha, your YouTube channel is called Rainbow Bay, correct?
Yeah.
What's the significance there? Why did you call it Rainbow Bay?
Well, really, my dad originally thought of it as rainbow reading, but since I love rainbow so much, he may have accidentally forgot it and may have typed in Rainbow Bay.
Rainbow Bay it's a very unique name. I like it. It's
the promise, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So rainbow also signifies the promise. Wow. So she likes rainbow from the childhood. So whenever we thought about the name, instantly everybody says rainbow because she likes the color. She likes colors, and the rainbow also. The rainbow signifies promise from God.
I love rainbows. I was called the rainbow girl by my kindergarten teacher, making I draw rainbows way too much in school.
Wow. So I know Stanley with when you started helping do these YouTube channels and you got comfortable, I'm sure you saw that YouTube has some financial benefits or financial opportunities for these videos. When I spoke with you the very first time, I remember you mentioned you started setting some practical, realistic goals for Jenisha to achieve those goals. Can you help me understand that a little bit, please?
I do fully agree that YouTube is a good platform in the financial aspects also. I completely understand that. We do consider in what way it's going to help her. Like it's going to get her knowledge and also other things, fun things. But in the financial aspect, is it going to help in any way? So we Googled that, like, what are the things and how many subscribers it's needed and how many views it's needed. And initially we did not those things with her the very first place. Then after that, recently we discussed, like I told her, like, Jenisha, like if you have these many subscribers, 1,000 subscribers and this many number of views, you have the potential opportunity to get some dollars out of that, maybe few cents from few cents to a few $1,000s. There are opportunities. And I showed her some booktubers and the YouTubers who are really making money out of that. She is surprised. Oh, they're making this much money. So we made some, like, now how many subscribers you have?
255.
Yeah, 255 subscribers. I told her, like, okay, this is almost a year. You have 255 subscribers, a good number. Like, you have to target like in 500 to 600 subscribers for the second year. By the time, like, your views will be increasing to a certain level. And my real is like for her channel is like, I'm not pushing her towards that aspect. I'm mainly focused on that. You need to have some good content in your channel. Like, you are not a YouTuber, but you are a booktuber. Booktuber is not a call for everyone. That's what I told her. You are going to be a booktuber, and she's an 8 and she's get connected with a lot of different authors already. And I see that authors are getting contacted her and, hey, I like to send my book to you. Can you review the book? And whenever the authors are, we read about the authors, and when we really get an email from the author, it's really surprised. Oh my God, the author directly contacted me, 8-year-old girl, and when they are messaging like, and I saw your review, this is very awesome. For your age, you are doing really good. And those kind of stuffs are really good. So those kind of things are really encouraging. But considering your question, the realistic goal is like you need to increase your the subscriber number. Once your subscriber number is going up, obviously your views will increase, and you don't need to worry about that. Other things will follow. You have the very potential future for your channel. That's what I told her, and she had some plans for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I told her, like, you are not going to have anything right away. It's a magic thing. You have to work hard. This is your channel, and you need to continue your channel. You have to add some good stuff into the channel. So when you have good stuff, people will come.
You used this as a teaching method to teach some key things, key principles to Jenisha. One is definitely discipline, to stick with it. The other thing is goal setting, to give her a goal that she can go for, that she can work towards, that is realistic. It's not like, oh, get 1 million subscribers next year and then we'll see. It's actually, hey, let's, you know that there are specific milestones that you wanted to reach. What are steps along the way to reach those milestones? So our philosophy of teaching kids financial mindset, we've learned that it's not that, oh yeah, it's some hi-fi, incredibly hard to understand, some complex things. No, it's basic things like goal setting and discipline and stick-to-itiveness. I mean, those kind of things are really important. So, besides those things, when it comes to using this as a way to teach her some basic principles, whether it be towards financials, whether it be towards education, what are some other things that you've used this opportunity to teach her?
I didn't keep anything big, actually. I think things as much as small and achievable. Because as a kid, she needs to understand what is that. If I'm saying something big, oh, you need to do this, and she's not confused, and also she's might be got frightened, and she may step away. So I don't want to do that. Things needs to be kids friendly, more interesting, funny, so that they can get themselves very involved. Very simple things I said, like, okay, choose your favorite book. You don't need to choose my favorite book. Whatever book, your favorite book, choose something good. But even the kids friendly books, lot of different books are there. I don't want to choose something inappropriate, something like that. My philosophy is like, keep things small and achievable.
That's awesome. Okay. Jenisha, let me ask you this. So now that you've heard your dad talk about this, I mean, what are some things you've learned about yourself in pursuing this? What are some things maybe you're still learning?
Well, things I have learned about myself are that I have a passion of reading lots of books and then reviewing them. and also talking with authors and receiving books and reading them all. All those books are actually quite fun. I've never thought of any books so fun.
So your dad mentioned that that you have gotten contacted by authors. How did that make you feel?
That made me feel proud of myself. How, as whenever I haven't started that channel yet, I wondered, would I ever have the chance to talk with an author at least once in my life? But with this YouTube channel, I had the chance to talk with authors. I even received books from them, and I got to review them. I think it's so cool.
Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome too. I don't know a lot of kids that get contacted by authors to say, please read my book. Please let me know what you think. That is pretty awesome. So good job there. Okay. I will ask Jenisha this question that I've been wondering about. Where do you see this going in the next year, maybe next 2 to 5 years? Where do you see your channel going? What do you see yourself doing with it?
Well, in the next year, I think I have. Well, now I have 250 subscribers. I think I could get 1,000 plus subscribers. Now I have nearly 100 videos. I want 200 plus videos, but soon I want. But now I'm posting like one video a week sometimes. But I want it to increase to 2 to 3 videos each week. And in 2 to 5 years, I want a lot more subscribers, a lot more videos. Talk to many more authors. And also, I am writing a story on my own. It's about a girl named Lila who dashes out of the house crying for no reason. And then she ends up getting trapped in some unfortunate events. I'm wondering, will she make it out alive?
Wow, good job. Good
With the help
job.
of my teacher, I think I should be able to publish it in about 5 years.
Mhm.
I'm writing the book in school right now. With the help of my teacher, Mrs. Forbes, I think I would be able to turn the small story into a book itself.
That's amazing. That's amazing. You've taken your love of reading and now you're actually turning into writing. That's awesome. Good job. So
I think
you know
I
what?
should give you a copy of the book.
Yes, please. I'd love to. Yes, I'd love it.
I don't know what I'm going to name it anyway. I only have like 3 pages so far.
Yeah, you know what? That's 3 more pages than any other kid that I know. And I think that says a lot of some amazing thing about you, that you are doing something and then going through with it. It's not that, oh, it's in your mind, you'll do it someday. You actually decided to do it, and you decided to take action, small steps, like your dad said, towards it. So, and one of the things that I'm seeing, Janisha, is as a result of this, you have just a lot of good self-confidence that I don't see a lot in 8-year-old kids. That brings us to our close. So I definitely appreciate Jenisha, you and Stanley sharing your story. I think it's a very unique, very valuable story. And I think it can help a lot of kids that want to do something of their own, but just are hesitating a little bit. And Stanley, as a parent, I know a lot of parents want their kids to have the same self-confidence that I've seen in Jenisha. That I'm sure you and your wife are doing a lot of amazing things after, right? So I appreciate you guys cultivating that. I appreciate you guys sharing about that. And thank you for coming on the podcast. I know that, as a result of this, there'll be a lot of people that will reach out to you. And guys, the YouTube channel that Jenisha has is called Rainbow Bay. Please look it up. Please see her videos, and any videos you definitely add to her subscriber goal count, because as you see, Jenisha, she's a very special kid with very special dreams and goals. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. This is my very first interview, and I was so psyched about it whenever I learned.
Oh, you've been awesome. You've been awesome. So, thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Roshan.
The ideas, techniques, approaches, information, and opinions expressed in this video or podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of Sowtastic LLC and its employees. While the primary purpose is to educate and inform, It does not constitute professional advice or services. We hope, however, that the content presented here will assist you in developing a strong financial understanding and mindset. You may not edit, modify, copy, or redistribute this video or podcast with any other website, computer, or playing device. Use of this video or podcast constitutes acceptance of these terms.